Right. So today we will continue the pattern printing on two problem solving two friends, but I'll take one or two evaluation questions. Okay. So I'll take this question. So print all the prime numbers between L and R including. So have you got this question in the evaluation? I think in place of L, maybe they have given one. So print all the prime numbers between 1 and R. Right? Okay. Right. So let us discuss the solution for this. I saw many students are not able to solve this question itself. Okay. Cool. First, let us try to see. First, let's try to see how to check a given number is prime number or not. Okay. So what is the definition of a prime number? So what is the definition of a prime number? So first of all, this number should be positive. Number should be positive. And the second thing is it should contain only two factors. Okay. So it should be a positive number and contains only two factors. Contains only two factors. Correct? Okay. So for example, if I take, let's say n is equal to 16, or let's take L is equal to 12. So let us write all the factors of n. Let us write all the factors of n. So what is meant by a factor, friends? So if you take some number x as a factor, which means this x should supposed to divide this number, and you have to get the remainder as 0. So such numbers are called as a factors. Okay. So for any number, 1 will be the factor, definitely, and that number itself is a factor. Okay, so for any number that you take, okay, so 1 and that number are definitely factors. Now, apart from this, let us check, do we have any extra factors that are there? So you check, can I say 2 is a factor? Yes, because 2 can divide that 12. Now, does 3 is a factor? Yes. 4 is a factor? Yes. 5? No. 6? No. Yes, 6 is a factor. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, na? So these are all the factors for this n12, friends. Okay, so you tell me, friends, if I am saying that one number as a factor, so listen carefully. If I am saying one number as a factor, now when you multiply that number with another number, then you have to get the given number. Then only we can call that number as a factor. Correct. So for this one, out of the remaining factors, you try to see, do we have any other number which we can multiply so that we can get that number? Yes. So we have 1 and 12. This is a pair. This is a pair. Okay. So next, for 2, do we have any other number in the factor? It has to. Some number has to be exit, so that if you multiply those two, right? So you should supposed to get this number 12. Similarly, we have 3, 4. Okay. So these two numbers. So I'll ask one question. Is it possible for any given number to have odd number of factors? Is it possible, friends? Is it possible to have, for any number that you take, number of factors are odd? So except number 1. So for any other element, is it possible to have odd number of factors? If yes, tell me that number. If yes, can you tell me one number such that that number is having odd number of factors? So try to think. If somebody is saying 14. Okay. What are all the factors to this number? 1 is a factor. 14 is a factor. Okay. So 2 is a factor and 7 is a factor. And any other factors are there for this number 14? Apart from this, do we have any other factor? No. So we have even number of factors now. We have number of factors are even. Total 4 factors are there. Okay. Somebody is saying element 9. Okay. So now for the element 9, tell me what are all the factors? 1, 9, then 3. Okay. Yes. So number of factors are odd. Right? So therefore, there are some numbers which can have odd number of factors also. Okay. So now, anyhow, which is not relevant to solve this question, friends. Now you see this. So for every number, 1 and that number itself are definitely factors, and other number, if any, then we can call such numbers are not prime number. Okay. So now let me write a simple code to check the number is prime number or not. So listen carefully. See, many people will struggle to write the program itself. Okay. So function is prime. So let me take a number n. Now everyone please listen carefully how I am writing program to check whether given number is prime number or not. Okay, cool. So now let's go back. For example, if I take n is equal to 12, right? So now I will start from 1, then 2, then 3, okay, then 4, and so on. I'll run the loop till 12, Now I will check one by one. So first I'm going to take this number and I will divide this with 12. If that remainder is 1, if this remainder is equal to 0, okay, so then I can think of, yes, this 1 is a factor. Next, I will take this number 2 and again I will divide. In case if I get the remainder as 0, then I will think that yes, 2 is also another factor. Like that, I will keep on counting total how many factors that the given number is having. Okay, so that the given number is having total how many factors. So therefore, I'll take one loop here. First of all, I'll take one variable here, that is factors count is equal to 0. Now I will take one for loop I, which will start from 1 and go till that element n. So I plus plus. So I have taken one for loop. Now I'll take this number n and I will apply modulo and I will take I, because first time I is equal to 1. Next time I will become 2. Next time I will become 3. So one by one number I am taking. In case if that is equal to 0, which means if I would able to divide this number n, then I can say that I is a factor. So what I will do? So I will increment the factors count by 1. So I have taken one variable now, factors count is equal to factors count plus 1. So which means I'm trying to count total how many factors are there. Now after completion of this for loop, okay, so whatever that given value of n, so we are going to get total how many factors are there for this number n. Now for example, if so the factors count is equal to 2. If factors count is equal to 2, then listen carefully. So then simply can I print number is prime? Can I print? So number is prime. Else I'll simply print number is not prime. Right? So very easy. Okay. So everyone understood this concept. How I have did this? I have taken number n and one by one I started counting. So if that number is factors count is equal to 2, then it's very easy. We can print that number as 2. Understood? Okay. Right. So now have this functions concept has been taught. The concept of functions is being taught for you. No? Yes or no? Okay. Don't worry. So do you know the return statement? Do you know the purpose of return? Do you all know? People who are saying no, okay, you did not attend the classes properly. Because I only explained that this return concept. I only explained the return concept. Na? Okay, good. So now you check this, friends. So here I'll do some small modification to this code. See what modification that I'm doing here. Okay, or else let it be, no issue. Okay, this is function for is prime. Check the given number is prime number or not. But my question is, I have to print all the prime numbers. My question is, I have to print all the prime numbers between L and R. So how to write a code for that? How to write a code for that? Now look at carefully. Look at carefully. First, let us see the code for print all the numbers between L and R. So print all the numbers between L and R. Okay. So let me take one function here. Function print elements. Okay. So let me give you L and let me give you R. Okay. Now check this carefully. Check this carefully, friends. Now, how will I print all the elements that are between L comma R? So I will give you the L value and I will give you the R value. Now you have to print all the elements between L and R. So it's very easy. So you will take one simple for loop. For I is equal to, wait, what is the starting point of I? 1 na. It should be L na. I is equal to L. I less than or equal to what? Between L and R, I have to print, including. Okay. I will go still where? R, comma. So I is equal I plus plus. So I'll include the I value. Now if I write print I. So this code, if I give you L is equal to, L is equal to 1 and R is equal to 5. So what is the output that we will be getting for this? So what is the output, friends? So all the numbers that are between 1 and 5, including both, correct? So therefore output will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, correct? So this is the output that we will be getting. Now see, now I will relate these two. Now I will try to relate these two. See, we have a code to check whether given number is prime number or not. So this code I will keep it separate. Okay. Now listen this. Now what is our question, friends? Our question is to, okay, so you tell me what this box is trying to do. What this box is trying to do. So this box is trying to check whether given number is prime or not. So this box is trying to check that n is prime or not. N is prime or not. Now, what is my question? In the given question is what? You need to check or you need to print all the prime numbers between L and R. Now see how I'm going to relate these two. Now see how I'm going to relate these two codes. Okay. So instead of writing print elements, so print prime numbers. Print prime numbers. Okay. So now this function code is now to print all the prime numbers between L and R. Okay. Now, if I take L is equal to 1 and I will take R is equal to, let's say 10, then tell me what is the output that we should supposed to get for this. If I give you L is 1 and R is 10, so what is the output we should supposed to get, friends? See, what is this function? Print prime numbers. Okay. Now I will modify this code. Okay. What we should supposed to get it is 1 is a prime number. How many factors does 1 is having? One factor only, na? So 1 is not a prime number. So 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. 5 is a prime number. 7 is a prime number, right? Okay. So here, now I have taken one for loop I, which is starting from L going till R. So here, if you see, I have given a value N and this code is responsible to check whether given number N is prime or not, just for one number. So this code will be just for one number, it will check it is prime or not. But now I don't want to check for one number. I want to check for all the numbers that are between L and R. All the numbers that are between L and R. Now, where should I get all the numbers between L and R? For that, we have taken one for loop. Now, in which variable I will get all these numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have any variable here? In that I will get the value. Yes, we have I now. So we have I. So first time I value will be L, which means whatever this L1. Next time L plus 1, that is 2. So therefore, here, now you just to remove this line print, okay? And what you should do, friends, you copy this code as it is. Whatever the code is there, that you take this, you copy and you paste it here. After pasting, so see what I'm trying to do. Okay, here space is not enough. Maybe I will take this to next slide. I'll go to the next slide. Okay. Now I will take this code completely. Okay. Now see what I'm doing. I am copying this code completely. And I'm pasting here. So observe this. What is happening? Okay, 1 minute. I think there's some issue with this. So I have copied this code completely here. Let me do the proper alignment. See, for Python people, when you're implementing, you no need to keep this bracket. This is just a pseudo code. So hence I'm keeping the brackets. So to check where the loop is going to where and where, right? Okay. So this is here. This is the for loop started and for loop ended. This bracket is function started and function is ended. Now check this carefully, friends. So I have copied this code now completely. So I have copied this code completely here to here now. Now this is responsible for check the given number n is prime or not, which means given variable is value present in a variable n. But here the variable is present in I. So therefore, in this wherever n is there, that you replace with I. Because this code is for number n. But here I am having in a variable I all the values. Therefore, wherever n is there, that you first replace it with I. Okay, I replace this with I. But here there is one problem is there. Already we are using I here now. Already we are using I here. Correct. So therefore, what we will do, maybe we will take this as n. Okay. So or in case if it is confusion or if it is creating confusion, so kindly see this friends. So this code is for given variable n to check. Now here wherever n is there, now we have to replace this with what? Replace this with I. So here in this code, wherever n is there, so replace this with I. Replace with I in this. But already this code is having I now. So first what we will do in this code, wherever I is there, so better replace with j. So first we do this thing. First replace with j or any variable, friends, not just any variable you take. Maybe I will replace with j. So which means now come here, wherever I is there. Okay, in this code, the copy paste we have done now. So in this code, wherever I is there, first let's try to replace that with j. Okay, I will put j here. So this is j, okay, then j. Okay, similarly here, I think that's all. So j is starting from 1 and going till like this. Next, wherever n is there, that you replace with I. So replace with I and you replace with j. So basically here j is a number, friends, starting from 1 and it is going till. So here also we should keep I now. Here also we should keep I, right? So then j plus plus. So got it, everyone? What is the change that we did it? Everyone understood, friends? What is the change that we did it? Okay. So now here, now when factors are equal to 2, what we have to do here? Print I. Print I. So over story is you delete this. You delete this. So this is called as the logic building. Understood now? So if you by heart it, then things won't work out, friends. But if you understood the concept, then things will work. So first I started with code for checking the number prime or not. Then I copied this code here and I did a range starting from L to R. So starting from L to R. I saw somebody saying I solved this question with the same logic. Very good. So I'm telling now, this is how you will build the logic. If you build this is how you will build the logic. Right? Okay. So let me do a simple dry run for this. Let me do a simple dry run. Okay. So you tell me some L value. So you tell me some L value and you tell me some R value. So between L and R, we have to print all the prime numbers. Okay. So maybe let us take L is equal to 1. Okay. Then let us take R is equal to maybe 25. So it's a 25 slightly bigger number. So let us take 11. Let us take 11. Okay. So what is the output that we should suppose to get it? What are all the prime numbers that are existed between 1 and 11? So including both. Remember, including L and R here. Including. So we have to, how 1 will be coming? You're not using your brain. One is not a prime number. Na? So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. So this much. 9 will not come because 9 is not a prime number. Okay, na? Now let us check the code. Okay. So what this loop is trying to do, so observe everyone, friends. So what this loop is trying to do. So first, I is equal to 1. Then because I is equal to L, right? So I is equal to 1. Next, I value will become 2. Next, I value become 3. Next, I value become 4. Next, I value become 5. So like that, this loop will run till 11. Okay. Next, when it becomes 12, so loop will stop. Correct. So I is started at L. Okay. And it is going till R. Okay. So now each and every number take and let us check whether all these numbers prime numbers or not. Okay. So first, let us take I is equal to 1. Okay. Now I need to check this, friends, whether this number is prime or not. Next. Okay. Now you see, this is the logic to check whether the given number is prime or not. This is the logic to check whether given number is prime or not. Okay. So normally, how are we going to check whether number is prime or not? So we start from number 1. Okay. And we are going till that number n. And we will try to count how many factors are there. Okay. So for that, I have taken another variable called as j. So j is starting from 1. Okay. And it is going till I, whatever this number. Okay. And I'm checking. So now this time that number is I. Okay. So if I modulo, okay, all the numbers from starting from 1 to n. So you check, I have taken I. So first to j is equal to 1, then j is equal to 2. Like that, I will count how many factors are there. In case if factors are equal to 2. So you have to print I. Why? First time I is equal to 1. Now for I is equal to 1, can you tell me what are the factors count here? 1 only, na? Okay. So for I is equal to 1, the factors count is 1. So you tell me this condition, true na false? Obviously it is false. So hence I value will not be printed. Next time what will happen? Next time I value becomes 2. Now when I value becomes 2, what is the factors count? Factors count is 2. Okay. You tell me again here, condition true na false? Condition is true. Therefore, 2 is a prime number. So hence I value right now it is 2. So in the output, 2 will be printed. Next, I value becomes 3. When I value becomes 3, so this time, what is the factors count? Again, it is 2 only. So condition is true. So I value 3. Again, it is printed. So like that, it will print. So now understood everyone? What is happening here? Sir, what if you want to write in a horizontal line? That you please check. So those language related things, you Google it out and you will figure out. I am just here to teach the logic. Right? Okay. So next, sir, what if you have num in replace of L comma R? Now you can take L na. So you start from 1 till n. So that is very easy. If you understood this, that you can do it easily. right? Sir, I modulo j, you did not get it. Are you listen the class again? You listen the class again. Okay, so here if you did not understand, then you can't understand here. Okay, so we'll go to the next question. We'll go to the next question. So this is done. Okay, so now next, second question. Let's see about printing a Christmas tree. So listen this, everyone. So next question that we will discuss is print a Christmas tree. Like for example, if I give you n is equal to 4. If n is equal to 4, so you have to print output as like this. Okay. Okay, we'll come to this question maybe little later. I want to discuss one more question. Let me discuss this question. Okay, so this is a new question, friends. This is a new question. Let us discuss this question first. So we have to print the Z pattern. So this question is not present in your OJ. So I have taken a different. Have you done this Z pattern? You did it? Okay, then it's not required. So maybe let me frame another question. Okay, so print a rhombus. Print rhombus. Or a, okay, maybe I'll take a different pattern. Rhombus also you did, okay. Then let me take what pattern. Have you done this pattern? Like this. This also you did, okay. Then what other different patterns are there? Have you solved the butterfly pattern? Butterfly pattern, you did it. Okay, so something like this. This side you'll get all the stars. Similarly, like this. This kind of pattern you did it. Okay, so let us see this kind of pattern first. Jet pattern, butterfly pattern we'll see. Butterfly pattern, okay. So first, okay, let's go here. I'll take the image of this Google. So let me take this image. Let me take this image and I'll add it here. Okay, so we want to print this kind of pattern. Okay, so to print the butterfly pattern, we have to do like this, friends. Okay, so shall we solve this question? Shall we solve? It's one of the most asked question also in the interview. So they'll give you n is equal to 5. So you have to print output like this. N is equal to 4, output like this. N is equal to 3, like this. Okay, cool. So maybe now, first of all, whenever such kind of patterns are given, so listen carefully, friends. Listen carefully. How are we going to solve? So some trick will be there. That trick you need to observe. So if n is equal to 3, okay, whenever they give n is equal to 3, first of all, how many lines are present here? Total number of lines are how many? Total how many lines are there? Total 5 lines are there. Total 5 lines are there. Now in these 5 lines, you take the middle line. You take the middle line. And middle line, if you separate, how many are above? How many are below? Above, there are 2 lines. Below, there are 2 lines. Below, there are 2 lines. Okay, cool. So now, above 2 lines, below 2 lines are okay. In middle line, how many stars they are printing? In middle line, how many stars they are printing? They are printing 5 stars. Okay. In the middle line, they are printing 5 stars. Okay. And above there are 2 lines are there. Below there are 2 lines are there. Okay. We will come to this in little sometime. Now let us again take n is equal to 4. So let me take n is equal to 4. And I'll keep this parallel to this. Okay. Now let's again observe n is equal to 4. What is happening? Okay. Now when n is equal to 4, total how many lines are there? Can you count it? Very good. So total there are 7 lines are there. Total there are 7 lines are there. Now in that 7 lines, if I cut down the middle line, above how many lines are there? Below how many lines are there? Very good. So above there are 3 lines and below there are 3 lines. Okay. Horizontal in the middle line, how many stars I am printing? I am printing total. I count it. Total how many? 7 stars I am printing. Okay. Now let us take last example. N is equal to 5. Now you yourself will able to tell answer to this question. Okay. I'm trying to explain how you need to think these kind of questions. Right? Okay. So again, if you see, this is the middle line. Okay. So above and below. Above and below. Okay. First of all, can you tell me total how many lines are present here? Total, how many lines are present here? Very good. So total, there are 9 lines are there. Total here, 9 lines are there. Okay. Above how many? Below how many? Here it is 4. Here it is 4. Okay. And middle it is 1. Okay. Now how many lines horizontally I am printing here? 9 stars I am printing. Okay. Very good. 9 stars I am printing. Now, see this. See this. Now let us see the some kind of generalization, because in the question they don't ask n is equal to 4 or n is equal to 5. They will give you some general n value and you need to print it. Okay, na? If they give you n is equal to 10, then you need to print such kind of pattern. Okay. Now see carefully, when n is equal to 3, first let us focus on horizontally how many stars that I am printing. When n is equal to 4, there are 7 stars. When n is equal to 5, there are 9 stars. So can you help me? Can you find any some pattern here? When n is 3, I should get 5. When n is 4, I should get 7. When n is 5, I should get 9. So can you see any pattern here? 2n minus 1. Very good. Very good. So how many patterns we are getting, friends? This 5, can I write this 5 as 2 times 3 minus 1? Similarly, this one, can I write it as 2 times 4 minus 1? Similarly, 9, can I write it as 2 times 5 minus 1? So therefore, in general, the middle line should contain how many stars? So middle line should print 2 times n minus 1 stars. Everyone agree with this? Okay. Now, how to write a code for this? Okay, I think everywhere in between they are giving little space also. So let us give the little space also. Or don't want to give the space, that is also fine. Okay, so now let's go to the next line and let us see what is a loop that we need to write to print all the stars. Very easy, na? You can take one simple for loop. You can take one simple for loop for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 2 times the n, 2 times the n minus 1 and I plus plus. Okay. So you simply write print star. You simply write print star. Okay. These spaces you please take care. I'm just telling the logic. I'm telling the logic part. So, okay, I'll write a note here. I'll write a note. Okay. So spaces and new line. So please take care. Please take care. I'm just focusing on the logic here. Okay. So this is a loop that you will be using to print total 2n minus 1 stars. So depends on the n value, we are going to print it. Okay. So this will print 2n minus 1 stars. Stars. Okay. So that is middle line. That is middle line. Middle line. Okay. So whoever are the Python people, so people who are from the Python, so just a small request to everyone, please don't by heart this range. please don't by heart range of n. So always let's try to keep multiple things inside that range, like range where I need to start and where I need to end, and every time how much I need to increment. So please always use these kind of parameters inside that range function instead of a single number. Okay, na? So now this is completed, friends. Middle line we have taken care. Now above what is happening and below what is happening, let's try to observe. Okay. So let me go to the next slide. Maybe I will take this one completely. Okay, or else I'll copy this slide and I'll explain here. So now please focus here. Please focus. So middle line we have done. One simple for loop runs for 2n minus 1 times. All stars will get printed. Okay. So now here I need to print the 2 lines, and down it is also 2 lines. Here it is 3 lines, down also 3 lines. Here it is 4 lines, here it is 4 lines. So if you observe, friends, this I will call one loop. Let me call this is loop L2. So everywhere loop L2 will take care about the middle line, right? So which means the line which we have written, the loop which we have written, let me call L2, will take care of about the middle line. Now, above what is happening, below what is happening, let's see. Now, you tell me, above, when n is equal to 3, first let us focus on the above part, then we will come to the below part. First, when you focus on the above part, when n is equal to 3, okay, this loop has to run 2 times. When n is equal to 4, this loop has to run 3 times. When n is equal to 5, this loop has to run 4 times. So now can you see some pattern here? In general, how many times it needs to run? Very good. N minus 1 times it needs to run, right? Okay. So what I will do, I will just take these parts outside. I will just take above parts to the next slide and focus on what is the code that we need to write for just only above part. Then I will talk about the below part. Okay. Now, if actually n is equal to 3, very small number, friends, you might not understand better. So better go with n is equal to 5 and observe what is happening here. Okay. So when n is equal to 5, I need to run the loop for 4 times. First time, second time, third time, and fourth time. Okay. At each and every time, what I need to do, that let's try to understand, which means a bigger problem we are reducing to smaller problems. Okay. So now let me create a box. Let me create a box here. So this is the first line, then second line, third line, and the fourth line. Okay. So now I will do this also. 1, then 2, okay, then 3, then 4. I think one space, one they will left for space. Okay. You tell me here. Here, how many spaces has to be there? How many spaces it should be there? 1 or 2? You check it properly. You check it properly, friends. 1 or 2? 2 spaces. It's a bit difficult to understand. Okay, so maybe I'll do like this. Okay, so normally, when here it is 4, total how many stars in this line are we getting, friends? Total how many stars are we getting in this line? 8. Count it. I'm focusing on the stars. So here we are getting 8 stars. 8 stars. How many stars we are getting here? 6 stars. How many stars we are getting? 4 stars. How many stars we are getting? 2 stars. 2 stars. Okay. How many spaces here? How many apart from these are the stars? How many spaces? How many spaces? So first here you tell me how many spaces. Assume maybe 1 space. For example, let me consider this is a 1 space. Okay. So then total how many characters has to be there in this line? Including space is also a character. 9 characters has to be there. 9 characters. If I consider 1 space, okay, then total 9 characters. In that 8 are stars, okay, and 1 is space. 1 is space. Okay. Now, if total number of characters are 9, including space, and if I add also, it has to be 9 characters. So then can you guess as how many spaces will be present here? In that case, 3 spaces. Very good. Because total, if you add, it should be 9. Total, if you add, it should be 9. Similarly, if you add total, it should be 9 characters. That is 2 times 5 minus 1, 9. Okay. Similarly, can you guess how many spaces might have been present here? How many spaces might have been present here? Very good, 5 spaces. Similarly, how many spaces might have been present here? 7 spaces. 7 spaces. Very good. 7 spaces. Okay. So total, this is also 9. So this is also 9. Now, if you see, it is following some kind of pattern. Agree, everyone? Because here, once, okay. In this total, how many characters has to be there? In this total, how many characters has to be there here? 3 plus 1, 7. So in that 7, 6 are stars plus 1 is space. Similarly here, total if you add, it has to be 7 characters. So 4 are stars plus 3 are spaces. Similarly here, 2 are stars plus 5 are spaces. So can you see some kind of pattern here? Can you see some kind of pattern here? Okay. Now let's see this. Let us see how are we going to write a code for this. Okay. So first of all, let me take one for loop here. Let me take one for loop. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n minus 1 and I plus plus. So these many times loop has to run. No doubt in that. That is clear. That is clear. Okay. Now what I will do, see, some small beauty is going to happen here. First, now you understood this. Now I'm going to remove all this just for the explanation purpose. I have written here. Okay. I is equal to 1. Now this row is corresponding to I is equal to 1. After that, go to the next line and I is equal to do this. Again, go to the next line. I is equal to 3, do this. Again, go to the next line. I is equal to 4, do this. Now, when you observe here, when I is equal to 1, I will print 1 star and I will print 1 star. Between number of spaces are how many? Can you help me, friends? How many spaces are here? Number of spaces are how many? Very good. So here there are 7 spaces. Similarly, how many spaces are here? So 7 spaces, 5 spaces. Here, sorry, here not 5. Here how many spaces? Total it has to be 9. So here 3 spaces. Hey, wait. 7 plus 2, 9. So here 5 spaces, 3 spaces, and 1 space. Now listen carefully. Now we are just about to conclude. So we are almost reached the climax. Now this climax is very important. So please focus here. Okay. So first to I is equal to 1, I will print 1 star. Then I will take a loop for printing the spaces. Then I will take same loop one more time and I will run it. Similarly, next I is equal to 2, I will run a loop which print the 2 stars. Then I will run a loop for 5 times. All spaces will be printed. Then another 2 spaces. Similarly, when I is equal to 3 times I will run the loop. But jitna bhi I value, utna bar I will run the loop. I'll print those many stars. Again, some spaces for that I will do separately. Then stars. So you see, you come inside. Here I will take one another for loop. Okay, maybe you can take x, which should start from 1. Go till where x less than or equal to where it should go. Whatever that I value, those many times I need to first to print the star. So x should go till I and x plus plus. X plus plus. Now what I will write inside? Print star. Print star. Okay. Now see carefully, friends. What this is going to do? Whatever that I value, so those many times it is going to print the stars. Agree? For example, if I is equal to 4, this will print the 4 stars. After printing the 4 stars, control should go next line or should you wait it in the same line? Control should go to the next line or should it wait it in the same line? It should wait in the same line because it has to print the spaces now. After that, again you write the same thing. After that, again you copy this and you paste it. You paste it. Now we need to figure out what should I write here to get the spaces. Hope everyone understood so far what I'm trying to say. Okay. This will take care about first printing the left half of the stars. This will take care about printing the right half of the stars. Now between the spaces we need to important. If you know that, then the story is over. Okay. Now for printing the spaces, let us see what we have to do. Printing the spaces, what we have to do. Okay. First, I is equal to 1, n is equal to 5. I am getting 7 spaces. Okay. Then I is equal to 2, n is equal to 5. I am getting 5 spaces. I is equal to 3. Okay. N is always fixed. It is not going to change. It is always fixed. Because that is given in the question, na, n value. We cannot change it. Now, when I is 1, I'm getting 7 spaces. When I is 2, I'm getting 5 spaces. When I is 3, I'm getting 3 spaces. When I is 4, I'm getting 1 space. Now try to think, can we come up with any formula which include I so that I'll get the spaces? Come on, try to think. 2n minus I, yeah. 2n minus I. It will not work, na? 2n minus I. Can you check? Maybe does it work out or not? 2 times n minus 1 minus I. Can you check whether does it work out or not? 2 times n minus 1 minus I. Okay, can you think, Fritz? Does it work out or not? Okay, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay, so n is equal to 5, that is fixed because I'm not going to change. That they have given it already in the question. When I value 1, I am getting 7. So can I write this as, because now I am worried about printing the spaces. Okay, so can I write this as 2 times 4 minus 1? Similarly, this one can I write it as 2 times 4 minus 2. Sorry. I think it will not work now. Wait. I think I did some mistake. Okay, wait. Maybe I'll think. Just a minute. 2 times n minus 1. So 2 4s are 8. 2 4s are 8 minus 1. Okay, that is 7. Then again 2 times 2 4s are 8. Acha, no, it will not work. It will not work. No, let me think. Or else, can we do one thing? Maybe n is equal to 5, na? So it's very easy. Why to think too much? See, can we do one simple process? That is, this is 5, na? So you start from 7, which means 2 times n minus 1 minus 1. So you start from here. Okay. So if you start, what is this value? If you start from here, what is this value? 2 4s are 8 minus 1, 7. From there, every time decrement 2. From there, every time you decrement 2. And when you reach 1, you can stop. Can we do this? Every time, start decrementing 1 by 1. And when you reach 1, you can stop it. Right? Or if you want to include I. Okay, this very easy, very trivial thing. But without including this formula, like without decrementing, can anyone think keeping I also? Okay, somebody is helping here. So 2n minus 2i will work. So which means 2 times n minus I. 2 times n minus I. Does it work? 2 times n minus I. Okay, so let me check. Does it work or not? Few students written. So n minus I. So 5 minus 5 minus 1, 4. Okay, yeah, it will work. It will work. Yes, yes. So please see this. What I can write here. This is 5 na. This is 1 na. First I will take the difference. 5 minus 1. What I will get? I will get 4. 4 into 2, that is 8 minus 1, which is equal to 7. Next, 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2, that is 3. 3 into 2, that is 6. 6 minus 1, that is 5. Next, 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3, that is 4. 5 minus 3, 2. 2 into 2, 4. 4 minus 1, 3. Next, 5 minus 4, 1. 1 into 2, 2 minus 1, which is 1. Very beautiful. See, this is what called applying that logic. So understood? Now we got very easy now pattern. That is 2 times n minus I minus 1. So got it? These many times I need to run the loop. So understood? What is the starting value? Okay. So now I'll simply write one for loop. For I is equal to 1. Okay, we have taken I now. So let me take this time j. J is equal to 1. J less than or equal to 2 times n minus I, okay, minus 1 and j plus plus. Okay, what I have to do inside? I need to print the spaces. So print spaces. That's it. Okay, understood everyone? What is happening is slightly complicated, but the way that I am explaining, breaking things one by one, and I am explaining. Now, what you can do, you tell me, when you are running all these three loops, you tell me like, should it go to the control new line or should stay in the same line? When you're explaining, when you're writing all this, control should present in the same line. It should present in the same line. Same line. Remember, friends. So please remember this. Okay. After I is equal to 1. Okay. After completion of here to here, then in the climax, before I value going to 2, then control should go to the new line here. Correct? Agree? Because after completion of I is equal to 1, this is side star followed by spaces followed by star, then control should go to the next line. Again, when I is equal to 2, print the left side stars, print the spaces, print the right side stars, then go to the next line and I is equal to 3. Right? So therefore, here, what is corresponding to this one? So this loop is corresponding to printing left side stars. Printing left stars. This is corresponding to print the spaces. This is corresponding to print the right stars. Then go to the new line and again repeat this process. Now with this, we have done the above part. So we have completed the above part. Now, will you do same thing for the below part also? So I'll give you as a homework. In the similar way how I have explained. So can you do for the below part also? Okay, good. So finally, what is the complete code, friends? Finally, what is the complete code if you see? Let me take this diagram. One minute. So let me take this diagram and what we have seen, I'll give you a quick summary for this. Let me give you the quick summary for this. So we have done total, we have divided this code into 3 parts. So first we have seen this one. So how many stars we have to print? 2n minus 1 stars we have to print. Then we have seen the above part. Then we have, okay, sorry. So first this one, printing the middle we have seen, then above, then below. So first printing the below, that is middle one. So first middle one we have seen. So printing 2n minus 1 stars. Then I have explained the above part. In the above part also, okay, how we have divided the above part, friends? So I call this as left stars and right stars. In middle is spaces. Spaces. And same thing we'll do as a homework for the below part. Below part. And when you combine all together, when you combine all this will equal to the complete code. Complete code. Okay, right. Yeah, or else you can do reverse only. See, below part is actually the reverse of above only. Agree, everyone? It's a reverse of above. You no need to do much hard work. Whatever loops that you have written, run it in a reverse way. That's it. Understood, everyone? Above part, whatever loops that you have written, run the loop in a reverse manner. You will get the below part. So, and that much simple, you can do it. You can do it. Okay. Now see this, friends. For example, so now everyone just see on me. Okay. Assume if this question that you got in the interview, let's say, listen everyone carefully. Same question you've been got in the interview. Even let's say you explain this part, like how you divided the middle part, how you divided the above part. Above part also how you divided the left spaces and right spaces and sorry, left star above part I'm talking. First middle part is over. That is printing 2n minus 1 stars. And above part, left stars you written a code, right stars also you written a code, between the spaces also you written a code. Now, if the interviewer asked you to write the complete code, assume you tried, but let's say still if you are unable to get the desired output, small mistakes can happen because printing a star, giving a space, going to the new line. But if you're able to explain in this way, even if you're not getting the correct output, 99% chances are there they are going to take you. 99% or almost I would say 99.99% they will take you. Because the thought process of yours, your thinking process, same as it is, whatever I explained, if you are able to explain in the interview, then there are very, 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 very less chances to reject you. Because mostly friends in the DSA interview, they are going to check your thought process. How well your thought process is going to there in the question. First here, what I explained, I have taken n is equal to 3. Then I told n is equal to 4. Then n is equal to 5 I told. So I told some pattern. So using that pattern, you people only helped me. I just asking questions. You people are start typing the answers. So got it. So this is what they are going to check, friends. Now you all understand. So some students are asked, sir, how to build the logic or thinking part. When you solve these kind of problems, you automatically these things will improve. Understood, everyone? If you are not focusing on this, if you are focusing on writing the code, if you are focusing on, sir, in Python, how to write this, sir, in JavaScript, how to write this, then your lifelong, in your life, you won't learn the logics. Yes. Yes, Krishna. So syntax error, these things you can clear, but logics you cannot clear. That's what I'm trying to focus you all. If you are, आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं ना, लैंग्वेज के पीछे जा रहे हैं, तो लॉजिक के पीछे नहीं जा रहे हैं. सर ये जावास्क्रिप्ट में कैसे लिखूं, ये पाइथन में कैसे लिखूं, मैं पहले लिखना कैसे वो समझ लो ना. आर यू गेटिंग? लिखना कैसे पहले वो समझ लो, उसके बाद पाइथन में कैसे करना, जावा में कैसे करना, वो बहुत दूर की बात है. फर्स्ट यू पीपल आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन दिस. So hence maybe you are failing in the evaluations or whatever. But just a beginning only, hardly 1 week, 2 weeks you completed. Correct? You completed 2 weeks, right? in Masai? 1 week, 2 weeks only, na? So third week this is. So there are many such weeks are there to improve your logic. So that's why I'm saying, friends. So please start tuning in your brain, learning in this manner. Okay. So start tuning your brain in this manner. Like if you are still feeling like you are in a college where I need to solve the assignments or I need to write the code, then you won't learn basically. You won't learn. With my experience, I'm telling you are just in third week only. So many such weeks are there to go. So in the first week itself, if you are not focusing on building these things, thinking this, then later you won't learn. उस समय टाइम ही नहीं मिलता आप लोगों को ऐसा सोचने के लिए. This is the unit 1 is a right time to build your logics and build your syntax related stuff. Right? Okay. Cool. So I'll take one more question. So I'll take this question. Now see, you people only will able to tell this answer to this. Okay. So this problem is print a Christmas tree. So it's a good question. Good question. Okay. See this. So print a Christmas tree. So kindly see here. When n is equal to 4, you have to give output. Okay, n is equal to 4 or 5. Okay, let me check the OJ. Let me check the OJ. 5. Okay. So when n is equal to 5, this is how you need to print the output as. So when n is equal to 5, you have to print this as the output, friends. That is 4 rows and 7 columns. If n is equal to 8, okay, n is always odd number. N is always an odd number. When n is equal to 9, so you have to print output as like this. Let me write down here. One minute. Okay. So check this, friends. Check this. When n is equal to 5, this is the output. So which means that is 4 by 7. So first I'll explain n is equal to 5. Then we'll talk about n is equal to 7. Then we talk about n is equal to 9. Okay. Right. So first let's see what is happening at n is equal to 5. So when n is equal to 5, okay. So see horizontally how many stars you are printing. Like in the, so loop, first of all, loop has to run 4 times. So loop has to run 4 times. Loop has to run first of all 4 times. Okay. So first I is equal to 1. So some spaces you need to print. First you need to print some spaces followed by star. You tell me, do we really take care about right side spaces? Right side spaces, do we really need to take care? Right side spaces? No, right? Very good. So right side spaces, we no need to take care. We can ignore. We should focus on the left side spaces. Okay. So next, when I is equal to 2, just to see, I'm doing only 2 spaces followed by 3 stars and followed by some spaces. Similarly, when I is equal to 3, 1 space and then after that no space. So I is equal to 4 like this. So this is the output, friends. This is when n is equal to 5. Let me write down when n is equal to 7, what is the output we should suppose to get when n is equal to 7. Okay. See, whatever that n value, you should consider this n minus 1 as n. So which is equal to 4. Okay. And multiply by 2 minus 1. This is the value. So I'm first drawing a this shape. Okay. Similarly, when n is equal to 7, what is the n minus 1 value? Which is equal to 6. which is equal to 6. Now, can you tell me the size of this? Can you tell me the size of this? 6 by 13. 13 or 9? Check it carefully. 11, it's 11, right? See here, when n is equal to 5, when n is equal to 5, okay? So tell me this number, how did I got 4 by 7? How did you got 4? This is just -1, okay? Whatever this, multiply by 2 -1, so hence it is 7. Okay, so this is 2 times 4 minus 1. That's how you got this. Okay, if I take n is equal to 6, then can you guess? First let us write n is equal to 6. Then tell me the size. N is equal to 6. Can you tell me the size? 5 by 9. Very good. When n is equal to 7, then tell me the size. 7 minus 1. 6 by 11. 11. So for n is equal to 6, you should create a table of size 5 by 9. So let me create a table of size 5 by 9. 5 rows and there should be 9 columns. Let me draw 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Column should be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is when n is equal to 6. So when n is equal to 6, the table side should be 5 by 9. And if you number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 8, and 9. Now, if you see last row, so you have to print the stars. Last row completely stars you have to put. Then this side you leave 1, this side you leave 1. Then you put the remaining stars here. Next, this side you leave 2, this side you leave 2, and you put the remaining stars. Okay, this side. Okay, one more. Next, leave this one. So here, this one, this one, this one, here. So correct? Yes, we got a tree now. Okay, so I hope you all understood that pattern. Everyone, friends, everyone understood the pattern. Okay, now let's attack. Okay, so once you understood, then you should not wait the time waste. Don't do the time waste. Let's directly attack. So I'll put these two separately side by side. Okay, so please check this here. This is when n is equal to 5. Right? This is the output. This is when n is equal to 6. This is the output. One thing that is clear. So when n is equal to 6 or when n is equal to 5, when n is equal to 5, so total there are 4 rows. When n is equal to 6, so total there are 5 rows. Therefore, so I will be taking one for loop and that loop has to run how many times? I will be taking one for loop here. That loop has to run how many times? for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to what value I have to write? N minus 1. Very good. Are why n times? When n is 5, 4 rows. When n is 6, there are 5 rows. So hence it should be n minus 1 and I plus plus. Okay. Now let us decide in each and every row what we have to do. Okay. We have written one for loop. That loop is going to run n minus 1 times. So consider this example. Consider this example. All right. So when n is equal to 6, total there are 5 rows, which means here when n is equal to 6, loop is going to run 5 times. Okay. 5 times it is running. Now, first, let's see I is equal to 1. Okay. We have to do this. Next, I is equal to 2. We have to do this. Next, I is equal to 3. We have to do this. Third line. Next, when I is equal to 4, we have to do the fourth line. Similarly, I is equal to 5. Okay, now let's focus. How many stars I have to print and how many, spaces I have to print. If I know that, then story is very easy. Okay, now observe very carefully. When I is equal to 1, okay, so let me draw a table here. Stars, spaces, let's try to understand. Okay. Right. So here, let's see the I value. What is the I value? And let's see how many first spaces, right? Okay. So first it is spaces. Next it is stars. First, I is equal to 1. Okay. How many spaces I am printing? Count it. So remember here, n is equal to 6. I is equal to 1. No, right side spaces ignore. Right side, we don't even care also. Focus on the left side spaces. How many spaces, friends? 4 spaces. How many stars? 1 stars. Okay, very good. First line is completed. Next, I is equal to 2. Can you help me? How many spaces and how many stars? I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, I is equal to 4, and I is equal to 5. So first 2, let us check, then 3, then 4, then 5. Okay. So when I is equal to 2, total 3 spaces. Okay. How many stars? 3 stars. Okay. I is equal to 3. How many spaces? 2 spaces. And how many stars? Stars are how many? 5 stars. Very good. When I is equal to 4, 1 space, 7 stars. When I is equal to 5, 0 spaces and 7 stars. Okay. So understood everyone here? Story? Good. Now let us figure out what to do. What should I do for spaces? What should I do for the, okay, 9 stars. Huh? So here it is 9 stars. 9 stars. Okay. After building this table. Okay. So when I is equal to 1, remember n is fixed here. This is fixed given in the question. We cannot change this. We cannot change this. Okay. So when I is 1, here I'm getting 4 spaces. Here I'm getting 1. Similarly, when n is equal to 6 and I is equal to 2, 3 spaces, 2 stars. So for spaces, can you come up with any formula, friends? Any generalization? Okay. So spaces are how many? Spaces are how many? N minus I minus 1. So spaces are, so you are saying spaces are n minus I minus 1. So does this formula will work? Does this formula will work? Can you check? Plus 1, huh? I think plus 1, I guess. Plus 1, maybe it will work. Because you check this, friends, you check this. It should work. Remember, it should not work for only one. It should work for all the cases. You have to make sure. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay, na? So see this. For first, it will not work. Okay, let us see. This is 6. You have to use 6 and you have to use 1. You have to get 4. Similarly, you have to use 6. You have to use 2 and you have to get 3. Next, you have to use 6 and you have to use 3 and you have to get 2. Similarly, you have to use 6, you have to use 4 and you have to get 1 because this is n. This is n and this is I. Similarly, use 6 and use 5 and you have to get 0. Now come on, think that -1 will work up. -1 will work up. Okay, let us see. Spaces n minus I minus 1. Let me check. So this is n value, this is I value. Okay. 6 minus 1, that is 5. 5 minus 1, 4. Okay, this is working. 6 minus 2, 4. 4 minus 3. Okay, working. 6 minus 3, 3. 3 minus 1, 2. Yes, working. 6 minus 4, 2. 2 minus 1, 1. Working. 6 minus 5, 1. 1 minus 1, 0. Working now. Working, right? Okay. So now let me write a loop. Let me write a loop here. That loop will responsible for printing the spaces. So for I is equal to, okay, I we have already taken. Now let me take j or let me take x. X is equal to 1. X less than or equal to, what is the formula? N, okay, n minus I minus 1 and x plus plus. So this much time you need to dedicate it for printing the spaces. This much time you need to dedicate for printing the spaces. After printing the spaces, does control should go next line or in the same line? After printing the spaces, control should go on the same line. After printing spaces, who will print the stars? You are forgetting. Same line you have to be. You print star, then I value become 2, then go to the next line. Okay, na? Now, for printing the spaces, we have decided the formula. Okay. Now, similarly, printing the stars also, can you come up with any formula? Any formula can you come up with? So, are you getting interest, friends? Basically, are you getting interest on this? People who hate maths also, they started loving these concepts. In my past batches, I observed people whoever hate the mathematics, they will start learning these concepts. Because some kind of intuition, you need to use your brain completely. Okay, na? So some kind of intuition, if you really love this pattern printing. Okay, now check this. If you are using 1, you have to get 1. For 2, you have to get 3. For 3, you have to get 5. For 4, you have to get 7. Some pattern is there now. For 5, you have to get 9. So for this, we can write 2 times the I value minus 1. We have already seen this pattern, right? 2 times the I value minus 1. So let us write the same thing here. Now next, run a loop. So run a loop for I. Okay. Again, let us take z. Z is equal to 1. Any variable you take, z is equal to 1. Z is less than or equal to 2 times the I value minus 1. Minus 1. And z plus plus. Okay, so you print the star. This time you print the stars. After printing the star, now tell me, now control should say schema for I is equal to 2 or it should go to the next line. Now it should go to the next line. Because I is equal to 1, you completed. For I is equal to 2, you should go to the next line. So then you write a dummy print statement here. Then you write a dummy print so that control go to the next line and loop will take care. So understood, friends, everyone? Right? So we'll stop here. I think we are 12:55. So let us stop with here. Okay. So I hope you might have at least got some idea about this pattern printing. Right? So this is how, first of all, start tuning your brain. Please focus on the colon, writing the code. Yeah, need practice. Yes. Because I spend 1.5 hours for teaching means how much time that you need to spend for practice. I'll share these notes. Don't worry. Sanket, I'll share the notes. Okay. Cool. So that's all, friends, for today's class. I'll stop the recording.